What is the difference between this yoga and Kriya yoga?
Just the opposite. This is akriya, where you don't do anything, spontaneous. Sahaja. Sahaja means born with you. It is born with you and is a right of every human being to get this realization. Yoga is the union. And Kriya yoga, you have to do something. In the early days of Kriya yoga, I don't want to, because you have brought in the thing, I don't want to be controversial about it. But you will be amazed, there are still people in Los Angeles whose tongues were cut, the thread was cut, and they are wagging their tongues. Even today you will find them there. Because they said, this tongue should be taken back and should be done khichari. Khichari is an action that takes place when the Kundalini rises. You see, this Shuddhi chakra opens out naturally, the tongue is pulled inside. But you don't feel it at all. Yesterday did you feel anything? Nothing. It just automatically opens out, because supposing the car it gets ignition, or when you start the car, automatically all the instruments in the car start working because they are made like that, isn't it? In the same way, when the Kundalini starts rising, all these bandhas and all these things takes place. Otherwise, how will you support the Kundalini up there? But it's all built in within you, which automatically happens. You don't have to do it. The other way around, the Kriya yoga is like this, that to start the car, you move the wheel. Alright? It's just the opposite of it. Absolutely. I don't know from where these ideas have come, because even in Patanjali's Yoga Shastra is not described that way. Nowhere. If you have to take Patanjali, it is Sahajayoga completely, except that in Patanjali he has not described the Kundalini. But absolutely the same thing he has said. Samadhi Yoga, Nirvikalpa, Nirvichara, but he didn't mention the Kundalini. Actually it was first mentioned 14,000 years back by a great saint called Markandeya. But his books were never translated in English language. And then gradually it was kept as a secret knowledge by the people who were doing the central path work, you see. The right side people were doing the Vedas work, and the left side were doing the devotion, bhakti work. But the central path work people kept it into a very low tone and would give realization to 1 or 2%. At the time of Shri Rama, there was one Nachiketa who came to Janaka, who was the father-in-law of Shri Rama, or the father of Sita, who was a realized soul and who used to give realization to people. And he took his test several times before giving a realization, big stories about it. So like that, you see, this is about 8,000 years back. Very few people got realization. Like on a tree of life, you can only find few flowers to begin with, and then a blossom time like today is there, so everybody gets realization. As simple as that. But every time it is spontaneous. Nowhere it is written that it is done through Kriya. Even Kabira has said, Sahaja Samadhi Lago. Sahaja you get it. Nanaka has said, Kabira has not. Kabira is a recent one. Kabira came even after Muhammad Sahib came. Muhammad Sahib has said it is spontaneous. Buddha has said it. Mahavira has said it. All of them have said the same thing, that it is spontaneous. Nobody has said you have to stand on your head. It's simple to understand. It's a living process, and for living process, you don't have to do anything. It's just built in.